Okay, I guess I just assume I am live. Right now it says I'm properly live. I'll just double check. So just I'm probably repeating myself. Practices today that are going to focus on the lower lung. So bringing the awareness, energy, and the breath to the lower lung. Do a comment on anything if you can't hear me. So when we focus the breath into this lower area of the lung, so the abdominal area, so we're not breathing into our stomachs. There isn't any ability to breathe into the stomach. We don't have any lungs there. But we can breathe into the lowest area of the lung, the abdominal area, and this produces some brilliant benefits and wonderful benefits to the lower area of the body. So anything from the waist down is going to improve the blood flow, the oxygen in the blood to that lower area of the body. And there are a few practices we can do in yoga that focus that space deliberately. That makes sense. I'm still waking up, sorry. It was a long day yesterday, and hence why I didn't get around to sharing the rest of the information about the Pranava Om and Usthra Pranayama. I will get onto that though as soon as I can. So we'll just sit comfortably to start. Have your hands in Yoga Mudra, so the right fingers interlaced over the left. Sitting nice and straight. Letting your shoulders relax and the head, the jaw relax. You're just going to breathe slowly for a few minutes, keeping the mind on the breath. Mind focusing on the breath as we sit quietly. Parampara Vednahe Jnana Lingeshwaraya Dhimahi Tanno Guru Prachodayate Om Yoga Maharishi Dr. Swami Geetanandakiri Guru Mahajake Jai. Just rub the hands again, bringing that warmth into the palms of the hands. Generating some heat. And then we can place them over the eyes, letting those hands warm around the eyes, blinking, bring them to the cheek, and down to the neck. Interlacing the hands, breathe in as you stretch up. As you breathe out, stretch over to your left. Breathing in as we come back up, and breathe out, stretch to your right. Breathing in as we lift up, stretching out the legs, release the hands, breathe out, stretching forward, just holding for a moment, let the head rest. Breathe in, lift the arms back up, breathing out as we take the hands back, bit by bit. And just let the body rest backwards. Pushing up as you breathe in, keeping the legs stretched out. And we'll just loosen up a little before we come to the lower lung attainment. So bumping the legs, shaking the head. Circle the feet. And circle the other way. We're pushing and pulling, pedaling those feet. You have your hands wherever you want. And then we'll just catch the right foot or leg and swing the leg. It's much cloudier here today, much darker sky. And we'll bring that right foot down. So either on top of the left thigh or placing it next to the thigh. So remember, you want to make sure there's no pain in that knee. And just using the hand to bounce the right knee down. Keeping the head lifted, back nice and straight. Bring that foot down if it's not down already. Keep the foot against the thigh or the knee, the calf, the right hand coming behind you. The support, left hand onto the right knee. Sit straight, breathe in as you twist to the right. Breathe here. And then you can breathe out and twist back. Keep that leg extended and just bounce over the left leg. Catching hold and keep bouncing. And coming back up and change sides. So stretch up the right, going to catch the left foot, leg, and swing the left leg. And then bringing that foot down, either on top of the right thigh or next to the thigh, and bounce the knee. Just really working into loosening up all those muscles and joints, not loosening the muscles up, working into the joints. Bringing the foot down against the thigh, left hand behind you, right hand to the left knee, sitting nice and straight. Then breathe in as you twist to your left. Make sure the breath is steady. Then breathe out, twist back, bouncing over the right leg. And catching hold and just deepening that stretch a little, but keep the bounce movement going. Coming back up, we can bring both feet together. So come to Adham Pranayama, both feet coming together, and let the knees bounce. So just holding on to the feet, the toes, the ankles, wherever you can, and bouncing the knees. And then release, stretch the legs back out, bring the hands out, clenching, stretching the fingers. Circling the wrists, both ways, the elbows, and the other way. And the arms down, just rolling your shoulders in. And the other way. Chin down. Breathe in as you roll your head to the right. and around to the back. And then breathe out as you take the head to the left and down. And again, breathe in to the right, to the back. Breathe out to the left and down. Once more, breathe in. Breathing out. And then breathe in. Take the head to the left and round to the back. And breathe out as you lower to the right and down. And again, breathe in, lift to the left. Breathe out, lower to your right. Once more, breathing in. And breathe out. Lift the head, a little shake, side to side. And up and down. Side to side. And enjoying both movements. Good. Okay, so just going to loosen the body a little bit more before we move ourselves into the retainers. So back a bit, just becoming a tree. Okay, so just balance there. And use your hands to help support you. I'm just going to lift the right leg and shake out the foot. And right leg. Really good shake out. And release. Then the left foot. And now the left leg. And release. And the right hand. Right arm. Shaking, shaking. And release. And the left. Good shaking. And release. And then the left. Sorry, the right foot and leg. And the right hand and arm. Release. Left foot, left hand and arm. Relaxing back, both feet if you can. And both legs, feet, and the right hand and the left hand. You're going to be really good shape, so bring the head in. Shake, shake, shake. Shake it all as much as you can. And then we're going to come to rest on the floor with a nice push in a moment, but shake everything out and then release. Just lay back in a very comfortable position. Make sure there's no tension. We're going to roll onto our left side and push ourselves up on the left. Okay, so loosen up a little bit. We'll do Mukha Bhastrika to clean out our lungs before we practice. So we need to come onto the knees using the blankets or cushions. Remember to keep the legs stretched out instead if you need to. The Mukha Bhastrika, clearing out the upper lung so that our pranayama practice can be a lot healthier. So hands on the legs to begin. Nice deep breath in. Bhastrikas to the floor. Lifting the head, breathe in as we sit. Again to the floor. Lift the head, breathe in. Last time. Keeping the head down. Take the hands back, catching hold of the feet with the fingertips, letting the arms rest. Remember, keep the hands forward if you need to support the head. And then lift the head, breathe in as you sit up. Right hand behind you, breathing out, and then the left. Letting the head relax backward. Push up with the right hand as you breathe in. And just sit comfortably for a moment. Have a bit of water if you need to. Keeping an eye on the time. Okay, these practices, the hatanas, they can be a bit stronger than you might find some of the other practices. However, they go in order. So we'll be working the front of the low lung as a practice, then the side, and then the back. However, if you get to the second or the third one, so we have Sapurna and then Apurna and then Paripurna, different versions of them, then always come back to the previous one, or you can just sit and focus for now your awareness on the breath until we practice where we put the hand positionings. Okay, remember there shouldn't be any pain in what you do, so please don't force yourself into any of these positions, but these will bring awareness down into that, well, they'll force the breath down into those lower areas of the lungs, but also the energy and the awareness that we need for that healthy lung area. First variation, we start sitting in Vajrasana. You get on the chair. You can do this on the chair, but you just lift the bottom up, okay? You can have the hands on the thighs by your side. We're going to breathe in, come to a high kneel, hold breath, back bend. Then as we breathe out, we sit back to the heel, looking the back shoulder. So we're going to do that 2 more times. Breathe in as we lift, hold the breath, back bend, looking up, and breathe out lower. 1 more, breathing in. Breathing out. Let the breath settle for a moment. The second variation, bringing the energy, the breath to the side of the lungs, is a little bit different to the one we just did. So what we need to do is lean back on the right hand and the left. Now, if you can't, then please don't force yourself into it. You can try it with the legs stretched out. You might not get the same full benefit of it, but you will at least be bringing your awareness into that space. The other thing you could do is have your hands resting on something solid behind you, but always practice with caution. So if you can, you bring the fingers onto the toes. Like I said, they do get a little bit stronger. And if it's too much, just come back to the previous variation, okay? So we're in this position to begin with. Then we're going to breathe in and lift the hips up, head relaxes backwards. We're breathing in. And breathe out as you lower the bottom to the heels. And again, breathing in. Breathing out. Breathing in. Breathing out. Push yourself up. Stretch the legs, give them a little bump, a little wiggle. You shake your head. You have some water again if needed. When we work with the lungs, it's really important to keep hydrated. More so than usual. Okay, the third version, so Usthra Asana, the Paripurna Asana. I'll just demonstrate very quickly a few variations for this. The key thing is it's where the feet go. So you can either keep the feet flat to the floor, and we'll be bringing the right hand, then the left hand back with the breath. You can tuck the toes under and have that same position as you come back. If those are all too strong, then just lean back as much as you can with the feet flat or with the toes tucked under. And don't worry about catching the feet, okay? We'll be adding in Bhastrikas to this. There are 3 rounds in between. If you find doing 3 rounds too much, just do 1 or you can come back to one of the previous versions for your practice. Okay, so Usthra Asana, third version for the back of the lungs. So we breathe in, come up, touch the toes if you need to. We're going to whoosh the breath as we take the hands back to catch the heels. We're doing 6 brush streakers here. Push up with the right hand, breathe in, and breathe out, back to the heels. We are going to do that 2 more times. Like I said, if once is enough, then let yourself rest. We breathe in, come up, brush streakers, whooshing the breath to the heels. Brush streakers. Push up with the right hand, breathing in, breathe out, back to Vajrasana. Once more, breathing in, brush streakers, pushing up with the right, breathing in, breathing out. Let the body rest, so stretch the legs if needed. Just let the breath settle. Lay on your left side if you want to, but we'll be coming back up, so be prepared to come back up. This is all the hardest physical work done for the lower lung. So we're going to come to Shasha Asana. So back onto the hands and knees. And we're going to sit back towards the heels. And you want to bring the elbows in front of the knees. So the elbows are close to the knees, touch to the knees, preferably. But making sure you're not squished in too much. So let the shoulders open out. The flaps of the hands on the floor, but they don't need to be tense. We keep the head lifted, so we're not looking down. We look forward or just a little bit further forward on the mat, okay? We're keeping that airway open for the breath. We're going to be directing the breath into the lowest area of the lung. You might feel the pushing between the abdomen and the thighs, and I'll count you through 6-second breath, 3 rounds of that. We're just letting the breath settle. Breathe out. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Let the head rest. You can move the head a little from side to side, just easing out the neck. Lift the head, push yourself back up. Stretch the legs. Have some water. And then we will come to do the lower area hands-on breathing. So if you have practiced with me before, you'll probably be used to this. You would have done this at some point. If not, it's a wonderful way of directing the breath and improving the strength in the lungs, the volume, the lung capacity. So for this hands-on breathing practice. So make sure you're sat in a position where your back is nice and straight and where you're not going to be rolling forward. So you can use a chair, you can sit in Asana, you can sit with a cushion, a blanket, but do make sure the back stays nice and straight. So when we sit cross-legged, we think we can. Some of us can definitely, and most of us will end up sagging down, which takes away that straightness from the back. I'll move this way a little bit. Okay. So what we're going to do is, I'm going to come a little bit further forward actually. There we go. Oh. So we're going to use the flats of the hands. They need to stay completely flat, fingers completely closed and thumbs down. And if you find your waist and come up, and then bring the hands around to the front. So we're not in the waist, we're not in the belly area. We're a little bit higher up. So where the diaphragm would be sitting and resting, and that area just under the bra strap breasts in that space there. So this is the front of the abdominal area, so our lower lung. So keeping the elbows relaxed but out, we don't want them closing against the body. We're going to do 3 rounds for a count of 6 in and 6 out. So you're not trying to force the breath, you're not trying to breathe harder or too deeply. So it's that subtle breath that we move in and out. So you're not moving your hands, they will stay resting on the abdomen. You might feel it, you might not, okay? So just sitting in that position. And breathe out. Breathe in, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathe in, focusing the breath to that lowest area of the lungs, bringing it down. Breathing out as you empty that space. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax the hands down. So that's the front. Then we're going to bring that to the side. So think about where you are at the front and just move the hands to the side. Thumbs coming back if you can, but if not, don't worry. Just keep the flats of the hands there as much as possible. So sideways movement this time from the lungs. Breathe out. Then breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Relax the hands. Now we want to bring that to the back. So I'm just going to turn to show you. If you want to have the hands on the back, so in a similar state, so if you think of where you are on the side, bringing the hands onto the back. So the flats of the hands are there. Don't worry if you don't feel much. We're just developing the breath into that space, okay? Just keeping the hands, that lower lung on the back. Breathe out. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Out. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Breathing in. Breathing out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Release the hands. So traditionally, we would normally then work the front, the side, and the back. For time today, I'm going to give the cheat method, which I introduced to you yesterday when we were using the Hasta Mudras for the Pranava. So the cheat method, it's not really a cheat method, it's just you don't get the hands-on benefit, but you are going to be focusing the breath into the lower lung. So we want to bring our hands into chin mudra, so the thumb and the forefinger in that lovely circle, the other 3 fingers close together, and bring them back to the sides. So those 3 fingers pointing towards the opposite knees, stuck together, and that thumb and forefinger making a lovely circle. So this is going to help direct the breath to the lower lung. When we practice, I want you to focus on breathing into the front, then the side and the back, and then we breathe out from the back, the sides, and the front. I'll guide you through. We're only going to do 3 rounds today, and then I'm going to let you sit quietly for a moment before ending, but I would recommend at the end to just come to lying down for a couple of minutes if you can, either on your back or on your left side. Okay. So just sit comfortably, back straight, stretch the legs at any point if you need to. Breathe out. Breathe in to the front, the side, the back. Breathing out from the back, the sides, the front. Breathe in, front, side, back. Breathe out, back, side, front. Breathing in, front, side, and back. And breathe out, back, side, front. Let the hands rest. Come to sit in a comfortable position, legs stretched out or crossed, however you need to. And just let the breath settle. So like I said, if you have time, it would be worth just laying back for a moment, either on your left side supporting the head or lying onto your back. Just let the breath really settle before going about your daily practice or daily busyness. And just chant the Shanti mantra to end. Om Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu Sarve Janaha Sukhino Bhavantu Om Shanti 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 Om. Just again, rub the hands, make them warm. And then bring them back to the eyes, feeling that heat, transferring it to the forehead, the top, and over the back of the head. Have a wonderful day. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll probably start a little bit earlier, just so we can work on the mid-lung without feeling rushed. Take care. Have a great day. Bye-bye.